on BBC Radio Lancashire. Now, the Society for the Protection of the Unborn Child says it would appear to be only a matter of time now before women will be able to buy an abortion pill at their local chemists. The comments come on the 50th anniversary of the Abortion Act and following a ruling this week in Scotland that women will be able to take the abortion pill at home. The change brings Scotland in line with other countries such as Sweden and France. The British Pregnancy Advisory Service has been lobbying to change the law in the UK for years. Well, SPUC are absolutely opposed, of course, to anything that makes abortion more accessible. In fact, they're opposed to abortion and lobby for a retraction of the current laws. And Judith Stockton from SPUC in the Northwest, I'm pleased to say, is with us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just tell us, first of all, if you would, this line about being only a matter of time at the moment, if we carry on the way we are, being able to get this pill from the local chemist. You believe that's a realistic thing, do you, over the next few years? This could quite easily happen.
The morning after pill is already available, of course, over the counter at the chemist, and very easily obtainable. This next move, what's happened in Scotland, is that these two drugs, which in themselves are really quite dangerous, will be able to be taken euphemistically in the comfort of your own home. Now, I think it's really quite worrying that a drug that can cause severe bleeding could be taken in at home. What happens if things go wrong? Who's available then? Just to make it seem as though it's something that you can just do at the drop of a hat, it's very worrying. One of the drugs in particular, RU486, it's the only medical drug, as far as I'm aware, that has sole purpose is to kill. And it kills the baby by withdrawing the progesterone, blocking the progesterone, and so the pregnancy cannot carry on.
Okay, just to be clear, you yourself and SPUC, you would see the morning after pill as being already an abortion pill, wouldn't you?
It is. In some circumstances, that is the way that it works. Because obviously conception starts right at the very beginning. And if the morning after pill prevents that baby from embedding in the uterus, then yes, that's what it is. And this is how we've become. We've become very trite about it all. A life is a life.
What you say we've become trite. Every portrayal I've ever seen of this has always had at the centre of it a woman who is really torn about what she is going to do.
Well, there is anecdotal evidence that some women, of course, are using abortion as a form of contraception 1, 2 and 3 times. And we are never out to actually condemn the woman. We in SPUC actually have a group that will counsel women after abortion, because the effects of abortion are really very traumatic.
Yeah, I understand that. But Judith, when people have thought about it for a long time and then taken a decision which is opposed to yours, I admit that, the bottom line is, as a free-thinking person who's made a reasoned decision themselves, have they then not got the right to go and access a pill like that and then access it as conveniently as possible?
Well, you may think that is okay. I think it's really quite a worrying trend, and that we have actually failed women if that is the only alternative that we're going to give them. And that seems to me what society is throwing at them. If you get pregnant, if it's a crisis pregnancy, this is what you can do. Why are we not offering them better alternatives to this? Why are we not educating young women?
Well, with respect, Judith, you say that you failed women, or that society has failed women, but they themselves are reasoned adults who make a decision and feel that is the course of action for them. They don't believe that anybody's failed them, do they?
Well, they might not feel that anybody has failed them, maybe think they've failed themselves, whatever. But, it's not always at the moment in time. It may seem like a good solution to a problem at the time, but the problems may rear their ugly heads later down the line when women regret. It might be the only child that person ever conceives. What happens then? We have become a society that is so accepting of it these days. How come it's changed so much in 50 years?
Well, that's an interesting question, Judith. Why has it changed, do you believe? You do make an interesting point there, because if you watch dramas now on television, if you watch any stuff that deals with these issues, very often it is a matter of fact that abortion is available and a decision that can be taken. And it wasn't like that 50 years ago, was it? So why have we become like that?
Well, it's the slippery slope, isn't it? We allowed abortion in 50 years ago because people actually said that far more women were dying of backstreet abortions. They pushed and pushed and pushed, and every year on, they're trying to make it much more liberal, much more available.
But could it also be possible, Judith, that people have simply become more enlightened and now can make a decision on more facts and figures and make a decision which they believe is more relevant?
But is it for the good of society? Do you honestly think that a society that kills off its young, kills off its unborn, is actually a society that you want to be a part of?
Well, the point that they would make to you, the people who are supportive of abortion, is that they don't do all of those things, and that there's no medical or scientific proof that they do. We have to leave it there, Judith, but you make a very interesting point, and I really do thank you for coming on and speaking with us.
Well, I'd just like to finish with what Mother Teresa used to say. The greatest destroyer of love and peace is abortion.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us. Take care, Judith. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.